Okay, cool. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today on our second annual Galentine's Showcase. We're going to go ahead and just kind of get started here. For anyone who maybe doesn't know who I am, I'm Kylie Peters. I'm the owner, founder, CEO of Brainchild Studios. And we primarily work with service-based businesses seeking growth through research and content creation and strategy. And we really work with brands that are targeting both millennial moms as well as business owners. One of our big MOs is we want to support women in all areas in life, especially women business owners. So that's one of the reasons that we actually started the Brainchild Fund a few years ago in partnership with WIBIC, which we will introduce Talia here in just a moment. But our goal with the Brainchild Fund is to provide women support in women in business and entrepreneurship. We're trying to provide them support on an annual basis, both through financial support as well as just camaraderie and resources, etc. We want women to have the resources that they need to build the futures they dream for themselves. And so that's what we're trying to do, both at Brainchild Brainchild Studios, as well as through the Brainchild Fund. So thank you, everybody, for being here today. I'm going to take a moment here to introduce Talia Mendez from WIBIC, as we say thank you so much for being our fiscal sponsor. So Talia, if you want to take a minute to introduce yourself and say a few words.
Sure, great. Hello, everyone, and congratulations. So yes, I am the Regional Project Director for the Milwaukee market here at WIBIC. If you don't know about us, I invite you to go to our website at wibic.com. What we're really about is, access to small business training, financial wellness training, and access to fair and equitable lending products. So, if you need, if you've got that strong business plan and you need some funds to get started, we've got several products available, including a crowdfunding platform called Kiva. This is an international program that provides small loans, but 0%. So it's a great alternative to bootstrapping with a credit card. You just need like $5,000 or $10,000. So you've got all this information on our website. You've got my email, talia.mendez@wibic.com. Would love to help in any capacity that we can, and really thrilled to be a partner and to work with Kylie, and Bonnie is one of our fantastic facilitators. So happy to be here. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Talia. And again, thank you to WIBIC for making this possible. We were just saying, for anybody who may or may not have been hearing that beforehand, we really want to be here without WIBIC. So thank you so much to everybody at WIBIC and your partnership. In the name of let's keep this party rolling, we also want to be here without our sponsors. So a big thank you to our sponsors, Athena Legal Solutions, Azonia Bank, and WIBIC. Again, thank you for making this possible. Carolyn has been amazing at Athena Legal Solutions. We'd like to give her a shout out. Definitely take a look at their website, sign up for their Galentine's giveaway. We like our Galentines over here. And there's a health and wellness business coaching session that you can kind of check out over on their website. So definitely take a look at Athena Legal Solutions. And then a big thank you to Patrick Lubar, and thank you to Melissa for keeping everything on point here in our chat. Thank you to Patrick and Azonia Bank. They've been a great partner to us at Brainchild as well. And they also are really focused on supporting women business owners. So if you are looking for additional support from a financial standpoint, or a line of credit or something like that, definitely give them a shout out. Like I said, they've been great partners to us. So I think that's enough housekeeping. Let's move on to the main event. So we are so thrilled to have our 6 amazing women business owners from here locally in Wisconsin. I'm going to take just a moment to introduce them here, and then we're going to dive in and let them talk so you guys don't have to listen to me anymore. We have Ariel Ojeda from Outwoken Tea. We have Teresa Nemitz from Milwaukee Food and City Tours. We have Jennifer Hensley from Playmaker Coaching and Consulting. Amber Thomas from Brushbox. We have Alexandra Tetmaritz from Alexander Art and Design. And we have Maggie Jost from The Real Good Life. So that's who we're going to jump into. Yeah, big round of applause for everybody here. We're super thrilled. Thank you all so much. This went through an application process, and so we're super excited to have these 6 amazing women here. And without further ado, I'm going to stop talking. We're going to, well, no, not quite yet. I'm first going to introduce Ariel, and then I'm going to stop talking and let her take over. So we're going to go ahead and jump in now. You're going to get to meet each of these ladies, and then we're going to wrap up at the end, give some more thank yous. We've got a couple of surprises to share. Good surprises, I promise. And then we're going to let you be on with your day. Thank you so much for spending your lunch hour with us. We really appreciate it. Okay, so I would love to get started and introduce Ariel here. She is a mother, a wife, a sister, a daughter, all things Ariel is proud to be, but she really loves being called a woman-owned business, as it's a true honor for her. She's learned more than she can imagine on this entrepreneurial journey. I mean, I think we can all relate to that, right? Strength, integrity, having the nerve to stand tall, which is a challenge at times for sure, and take up space where others said she didn't belong. Yes, girl. She's been doing this for 1.5 years. She started this in the pandemic, which this has been hard enough, right? Can't even imagine starting a business during this time. And Outwoken Tea, her company, has genuinely made her a better version of herself and given her the opportunity to adapt, get knocked down and get back up again, and still stand tall with grace. So without further ado, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, give this over to Ariel, and hopefully I don't screw this part up here myself. So here we go. I'm going to stop sharing. Ariel, over to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ariel. Thank you for the introduction, Kylie. I'm the owner and founder of Outwoken Tea, where we are changing the world by changing your mind. Currently, Outwoken Tea is operated just me and my son Morello. So yes, we are 2 people doing it all. But Outwoken Tea was truly inspired by my son and the years I've been in construction. So I wanted to make a difference so he could have a better future and everyone else could have a better future. Some of the current problems that we have right now is the single-use plastic packaging. And I'm sure you guys have seen the gloves everywhere from COVID, it's getting crazy. The lack of support farmers receive for their hard work and overall our human behavior. So what we do is we make it very easy for the consumer to be as environmentally friendly as possible, to the point where they can dig a hole and put the packaging in the ground and they don't have to take a trip to a commercial compostable facility. And we work directly with farmers. So we don't work with any corporates or any huge companies. We work with people, families. So you'll be able to drink an artisan cup of tea and support people. And in order to encourage people to be more environmentally friendly, we give them ebooks, we use our social media, we have great partnerships, and we really are hands-on in education. So far, I have wholesale, retail, and e-commerce for my packaging and different products I have available. And what's great about us is the fact that we have some great local partnerships. So I have to shout out Milwaukee River's Keeper. We've collaborated with them. We've adopted a river here in our community where we get other people in the neighborhood involved to make a difference and really show them that they can make a difference at where they are. We're partnered with Plastic Free MKE, so just providing resources and really letting our voices be heard to help make Milwaukee a cleaner place for us all. And South Pole, we work with them to give people the opportunity to offset their carbon footprints for all of their orders. And every single purchase, we plant one tree to help with reforestation. And we chose to plant trees because we felt that is the biggest impact that we can make, like today. And we think that trees are the best way to go about that. This is some of the press that I've been in. Our most recent press was with Forbes. We were selected as one of the top businesses during the holidays to give to women who like to travel. So that was a huge accomplishment. And of course, some great local press too from Wibbick. We got our loan actually from Wibbick. So thank you, Wibbick, again. And 88.9, so much more. So our current impact today is we've planted over 1,000 trees. We've worked with 5 businesses one-on-one, helping them change their packaging to reduce their single use. And we've diverted over 4,000 plastic bags that would have gone to landfills, but because they are home compostable, they did not. We've worked with over 7 farms currently, all with one mission. So my mission today is to challenge you, to challenge yourself to create better conscious decisions that impact the environment in a positive way. And we have one promo going on right now at Valentine's Day that you get 15% off with the code LOVE on our website. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. Also, I have to say, for anybody who loves tea, definitely take advantage of that 15% off. And I mean, Awoken Tea is awesome. Okay, keeping this party rolling, we're gonna hand this over to Teresa from Milwaukee Food and City Tours. Teresa's business started as a hobby, which I think a lot of us can relate to. And it grew into a full-time career for both herself and her team of itinerary planners. Not only do they offer tours in Milwaukee, but after acquiring Chicago Food Tours, they also operate tours in Chicago now as well, and offer culinary vacations around the world under the name Travel Deliciously. I know I want to know more about that. Facing, unfortunately, like many businesses, the pandemic was not nice. Unfortunately, facing 100% loss of revenue because of the pandemic, Teresa has pivoted the company significantly and has launched Delicious Food Delivered to bring local businesses to doorstops. Rather than host 15,000 guests on tours, they have hosted virtual tours and shipped 15,000 gift boxes annually around the world. Teresa, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to stop sharing and hand this over to you. Let you drive.
Great. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. So thank you for that introduction. And as I said, or as you said, my name is Teresa, and we've definitely grown lots through the years. When we first started, we started as a walking tour, and we were just showing off downtown Milwaukee. And through the years, we've definitely expanded and grown. Our first big jump was when we purchased a fleet of bright green buses. You may have seen these buses driving around downtown Milwaukee and showing off the city for people. If you've never been on a food tour, let me tell you a little bit about what you are missing out on and what you need to do. We have tours in different neighborhoods and different food genres. So for example, the pictures here are from our Brady Street lunch tour. We go to these old Italian mainstays like Shortino's Bakery for cannolis and Zaffiro's for pizza and Glorioso's, but then we also go to the new places in the neighborhood that are keeping the neighborhood alive and making it amazing still. So we tell the story of the neighborhood through the food, eat food along the way with 5 different stops in 3 hours, and it adds up to a meal. And really everything that we do, not only with our tours, but everything else, really food becomes the attraction. People travel, people want food. And it used to be that, people would go and travel and they would go to the fancy restaurant and they'd bring their suit and tie. But it turns out that nowadays people want to go into a city and they want to meet, the 80-year-old that's making their pierogies or the 70-year-old that's using the family recipe for their sausages. And so we tell that story. And we've grown through just not only Milwaukee, but now Chicago, the world. So for Travel Deliciously, we are doing things like a Day of the Dead trip to Mexico. And we've taken groups to Cuba, for example, on culinary vacations. Of course, the pandemic changed everything. You know, we were doing tours in a very limited basis during the pandemic, but there's just definitely challenges. And individuals don't necessarily want to be on tour buses during a pandemic with strangers. So it's definitely changed our model. What we did is that we turned around, we started using those tour buses, using those tour guides and bus drivers, and going around and delivering gift boxes. And after we started delivering gift boxes, we started shipping gift boxes. And then we started tying them to virtual tours that we would offer that would tie to the boxes and the items received. And really everything in the boxes initially was Milwaukee made. So Milwaukee made treats. If you take a look here, we're holding one of our Advent calendars. If you know what Advent is, it starts on December 1st. 24 different items. And with our boxes, they're these huge boxes with 24 treats from around the state of Wisconsin. So things like honey and tea and snacks, dried apples, mustard, and of course, chocolates. And so every day people would open up the calendar and get a different treat and discover a different person that was a small business owner or food producer in the state of Wisconsin. It was amazing, and truly it saved our company. It allowed me to not have to make the hard decisions and not have to fire our staff. And so this year we've expanded even further. For this recent Christmas, we actually did Delicious Illinois. We did Delicious Minnesota, Delicious Michigan. And this coming year, we're already working on Christmas right now because we're going to be doing even more states and featuring more food producers. These boxes allowed us to spend over $1 million in the community at small businesses that really needed it in an amazing time. So let me tell you about the 3 ways that we'd love for you to be involved with us for Galentine's or Valentine's this weekend. So first of all, we have got a virtual tour that's amazing. We have bus tours as well. And then we could send a gift box for you around the world. So a little bit about that. First of all, Milwaukee's greatest love stories. There are so many amazing love stories out there, and there are so many different people that are part of that story. So first, I want to take a second for a little trivia. How many different kinds of Valentine's Day cards does Hallmark sell for all these different categories of people that are in love? Put in the chat what your guess is. How many different kinds of Valentine's Day treats are there? Let's see. What's the first one that we see here? People are saying 20. People are saying 6. People are saying 22. Different kinds of cards that Hallmark does, way off, guys. 1,300 different kinds of cards for Valentine's Day. And there's so many different stories that go into Valentine's and who are receiving those gift cards. And so on our virtual tour, we tell the story of Milwaukee's greatest love stories. We start by telling the story about St. Valentine. We talk about these great historic families like the Junos who founded Milwaukee, and the Pabst family and their amazing love stories, and the Gloriosos and their love story. But then we also have a chance to talk about Milwaukee and these great food producers. So join us this Saturday. We have a 60-minute virtual tour, $10. It's in the morning. You can just sign up on MilwaukeeFoodTours.com. We also have a bus tour. And so first I want to ask you, who do you think receives the most Valentine's Day cards every year? Who receives the most Valentine's Day cards? So put it in the chat. I want to see what your answer is. First person said grandparents, kids, teachers, mom, kids. You know what? You're right. Teachers is the winner. So teachers are the largest category of people that are receiving the Valentine's Day cards each year. And I would say that our Valentine's Day tour, which is called Blissful Bites and Bubbles, is really targeted not for couples as much as really a great outing for friends and Galentines. So on the tour, we go and we visit chocolate shops for chocolate treats. We go and we have some bubbly as well. And then we talk about Milwaukee. So check that out this Saturday at 1 p.m., $80 a person. We also have other tours like our pizza bus and our historic bar tour running. And then lastly, how many chocolate shaped heart boxes are sold annually? What do you guys think? How many chocolate shaped heart boxes? You see all the boxes in the store. 5 million, 12 million, 1 million, you got to go higher. Ladies, you got to go higher. 35 million heart-shaped boxes are sold each year for Valentine's Day. This one is my favorite. This is my son. And so he helps on all of our tours. And this is a heart that my family has passed down through the generations. And we have the same heart that we actually fill with over 6 pounds of locally produced chocolates and ship around the world. We also have other gift boxes like our breakfast in bed box, our chocolate lovers box featuring all women business owners, pamper boxes, and more. So you can check that out on MilwaukeeFoodTours.com. You can also find us at ChicagoFoodTours.com if you're interested in a getaway in Chicago, or any of our websites. So check us out, and thank you for featuring us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Teresa. You brought up some amazing ideas there. And what a gift to be able to give back and support the community in the ways that you have. And I know collectively a lot of us have done that too, but wow, that's really awesome. So definitely big kudos to you. All right, keeping the things moving. But before I forget, because I obviously have forgotten up until this point, I'd like to remind everybody that while we are here supporting everybody, we also have the opportunity to donate to the Brainchild Fund. And again, what we are doing is we are using this money to give back to the women business owners here locally, helping them build their businesses. So if you have a moment, if you are so inclined, there's no pressure, of course, but if you want to, Melissa has dropped a link in the chat. Again, through WIBIC. So again, we don't even touch this money. So it has nothing to do with Brainchild. It goes straight through WIBIC. If you're interested in donating $5 or $20 or whatever your heart desires, please, we would love your support. Okay, enough from me. All right, on to Jennifer here. So Jennifer is the owner of Playmaker Coaching and Consulting. She created a winning system that has been proven to achieve top-tier results. With 2 decades of experience working for Fortune 500 companies, Jennifer has helped over 1,500 small business owners achieve compound growth. That's amazing. Jennifer has always played sports, and as the center, midfield, center, or point guard, it has always been her job to see the whole field, make unique plays that get the ball to the right player at the right time, and allow everybody else to stay in their position and the team to score more. So without further ado, I will hand this over to Jennifer to tell us a little bit more about Playmaker Coaching and Consulting.
Right here. Thank you so much. It's great to be here with all you wonderful ladies today. And I gotta say, I love this event. Give some more love to Teresa in the chat. I know I am hungry now for certain. And I have all these amazing gift ideas to share with my clients that they could use as well. So give her some more love, as well as Kylie and all of our great sponsors and WIBICs. Thank you all again so much for this amazing event and being able to connect with other female business owners and those that work with business owners. We can all learn so much from each other and raise ourselves up collectively. So I worked for the same large corporation for almost 2 decades, as Kylie mentioned, and I was promoted. I loved a lot of the people I worked with, and I had a ton of flexibility and good benefits. But I repeatedly thought to myself, I'm lucky, just be grateful. But after meeting with different business partners that clearly didn't understand small business owners, and I'd have a call with Susan, who was frustrated, confused, and felt like she was getting mixed messages, I sat at my desk thinking there had to be a different way. But because I worked for corporate, I knew I couldn't help my clients. I couldn't help Susan the way that she needed it. But luckily for me, a corporate reorg ended up giving me the gift that I may not have given myself, and what turned out to be the best decision I ever made. For the first time in my career, I could really help my clients in the way that I know that they needed. My daughter on the left here, Samantha, was almost 8 years old at the time. And every day I tell her to dream big, to be curious, and to have faith. It was time that I showed up and showed her what it meant, while also giving us more flexibility to enjoy the precious years as she grows up. It was time to stop playing it safe. This was my opportunity to really show up differently, and I knew there was a small window opportunity to play full out. And you know what? It's okay to want more and to go for it and even fail. because it's not really failure if we learn and we get back up. So now I no longer have to follow that corporate checklist, and all those years trying to help others really taught me what worked and what didn't. You know, my story I know is not unique. Many women struggle to play full out. So whether you're thinking about starting a business or trying to figure out how to be more successful with your business, or you work with small business owners, I hope this will help you in your journey. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you an SBC approach for success that I think might resonate with you. And the reason we're talking about this is because I believe we don't have to do it alone. And we're all busy wearing numerous hats, so it's important to be able to do it faster and easier. So it starts with strategy. Strategy is so critical because without a strategy, we can't get to where we really want to go. It connects everything to what's most important to you and what you're trying to achieve. And for me, I work with a word of the year, and then I build on that into a playbook in phases each 90 days. It really allows you to know why you're doing what you're doing and to plug others into the system so that you can ultimately scale it and create more leverage. Also, I think about knowing yourself. One of my favorite assessments is Gretchen Rubin's 4 Tendencies quiz, which is about how you respond to expectations so that you can really set yourself up for success. You know, you don't have to be an expert in everything, and being only 5 steps ahead of where others are can make you so much more relatable in the way that you interact with them. And then most importantly, I think, is work on the business, not just in the business. I know I've heard this a ton of times for myself in my career over the years, but it's so easy to fall into the trap of being an order taker. But we have to keep getting better and sharpening our saw to really thrive as a professional. And this is the element that most people won't prioritize. So use this time to make strategic investments, evaluate what compensation model aligns with your value best, and to know that you have known systems that are really going to help you to know where to invest and when to save and where. So one thing that you can do today, though, is just to block your calendar for time to work on your craft. Most small business owners want to work on building their product, but until you really have a strategy, it's not going to give you the results that you want. And this is the step I think most people are skipping. The next piece is value-based, as I mentioned. The more specific you can go with who you help and the problem you solve, the more memorable you're going to be, and the more others can really advocate for you and what you want to achieve professionally. This is going to make it easier for your mentors and your coaches to really help you. So a good place to start is by asking for others for feedback versus asking them to buy or, do something directly, purchase from us. Because they want to be able to help you, but sometimes they don't know how initially. So originally, the other piece of advice I got was to say yes to everything. Now I've learned to kind of reframe that and say yes and. That's what they use in improv, or to say, here's what I can do in this situation so that I can still stay in my swim lane and provide expertise while adding value and making sure I'm helping those around me. Then make sure you engage and intentionally connect with your community. Develop a client engagement plan to really create those raving fans. A lot of things Teresa talked about, I think, would be amazing for those client engagement touches with your clients. But make sure, however you do it, that you're being you, because you are your brand. People want to connect with you personally. So after only 12 days of showing up for her community, one of my clients, Tiffany, she felt like she finally had a process to create those deeper relationships and stay top of mind with her community in a way that was very easy. So if you do only one thing, my advice would be is to start here, is to build those relationships in advance of your need. So the last part is around consistency. Without consistency, you can never really get traction and really know what works. So I know we're approaching the Super Bowl. I like to think about it being 4th down in inches, and ask you this question: do you go for it? So put in the chat, do you go for it or not? Well, in my mind, I think about, I have to know the details, right? Of what's the success in the past, what players are on the field, how much time is on the clock, what's the score? All those factors go into, do you go for it? So consistency and execution is really what leads to that 20 to 30% increase in your results. So know where your business is coming from, what results you are getting from your efforts. Most don't know their activity. And it's wonderful as a business owner to be able to own your own calendar, but it's also essential to create boundaries both for yourself and for others around your time. And then finally, remember that done beats perfect every time. So nothing's going to make you feel better than taking action, especially in those hard moments. It's the one thing that you actually have control over. And then finally, don't forget to celebrate. It's hard. There are lots of ups and downs. Make sure that you celebrate those small wins along the journey. So one of the most common questions I get is, Jennifer, where do I start? Every day, as Kylie mentioned, I work with women and I help them do what they love. So if you're asking yourself that same question of where do I start, the next step is you can schedule your free business accelerator call. What it is just a call with myself, with an expert to help you learn where you are today and discover a way to help you get to where you want to go. And what it does is provide you with more clarity on the next steps to maximize your efforts. And what it means is that you don't have to guess what you should do, and you don't have to do it alone. So whether you're just getting started, you're looking for a few ways to elevate your efforts, or you just want confirmation that you're doing the right thing, the Business Accelerator call is the right next step for you. So you can go to playmakercoach.com and you can book a call with me today. And as a bonus, the first 3 people that schedule their Business Accelerator call, we're also going to give a free personalized digital marketing checkup to help you identify ways to maximize your online presence. So I'll leave you with this. I mentioned that I work off of a word for the year. This year, my word is light. How do I shed light more on opportunities for others or areas where they're stuck? How do I make light work for my clients and my business as I continue to grow? And I love this quote from Amanda Gorman when she said, "There is always light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it." Now is your time to play full out. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I always love a good motivational quote. So that's beautiful. All right, we're going to keep this party bus rolling. Where am I? Share my screen. Here we go. Okay, we're back. Okay. All right, next up, we have Amber. Amber is coming to us from Brushbox. She has a master's of science and art therapy with a concentration in clinical psychology. She currently works throughout the city of Milwaukee, developing and facilitating art-based healing programming for various community-based organizations and the Milwaukee public school system. That's amazing. Amber has a passion for building community and facilitating art processes that promote healing and self-expression. She currently works with Clara Healing Institute in Wauwatosa, AWE artist working in education in Milwaukee, and Bloom Center for Arts and Expressive Therapies also in Milwaukee. Amber, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to stop sharing and hand this over to you, and it's all yours to drive.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. I'm super excited to be here and meet all of you today. Let me just move this over and start my slideshow. So as Kylie said, I'm Amber Thomas. I am the founder and owner of Brushbox. This other beautiful person in the picture is my business partner, Khadijah Jones. She is a co-founder who came on and helped me to build this business. We started Brushbox. We hit a year in November. And it was while I was finishing my final semester of grad school, and people were like really seeking connection at that time because it was the start of the pandemic. Everyone was bored sitting in their houses, and everybody is like, Amber, where's all the art stuff? Because I am a practicing artist myself. So Brushbox just kind of built and it really took off. So we're always excited to meet new people who are working in the community, trying to spread the word about supporting small businesses. So as Kelly said, I do a lot of different things within the community. I love community-based work. That's like definitely where my passion lies. Right now I'm working with MPS, teaching kids like grounding techniques and teach them how to create with different art tools, teach them how art can heal. And I also, if you are interested, for Clara, starting at the end of the month, I'll be running a radical self-love group based on the book, The Body Is Not an Apology. An amazing book. And it was such a fulfilling group because you really get to build community within the people that you meet. So all amazing things that are happening right now. So our mission for Brushbox is to provide need-based immersive art programming to all communities. So while we have a standard idea of what we want to do with people, we always ask them what their needs are, who their population is, and make sure we adapt our programming based on that, because the worst thing is to assume somebody's needs and then kind of like force stuff onto them. Like, if I hate working with clay, I don't want you to try to convince me of that for the next hour that I'm in group with you. So that is something that we love to do. We have worked with many different community partners that I'll mention at the end, but our biggest focus is to spread awareness of how art can be used as a form of self-expression and healing. And this is to amplify that we mean all art: writing, music, movement, expression, however you feel like you best can express yourself. That's what we're focused on, helping you amplify. So we just want to allow individuals to really find their own artistic process and take it into their everyday lives. So here are some of our products. We started with a build your own superhero kit, which was a product that I used a lot with my clients to identify their own strengths and weaknesses and just be like, look, even superheroes have weaknesses, like, and you're super too. So in all of our kits, you get a superhero ID card that has your super name, your superpowers, what your weakness is, what your strength is, what your super saiyan is going to be, and who's in your super squad. So on the left, this is a picture of one of our boxes. And within our box, you get outfits, different kind of art accessories, paper, glitter, hair, pretty much everything. It can be a little overwhelming sometimes, but we just really want people to sit down and make. You don't have to think about it. We went to Michael's for you, basically. So all you need is glue, and then you have time to create. And then on our right, this is part of our self-care line. So this is for our new year, setting a new intention. You can create this shaker and hang it around your house, and within it, it has whatever intention you want to follow. So it gives you the creative process with also the follow through part of your healing journey, and you can repeat that intention or manifestation daily. So as I stated, we do a bunch of community programming. This is me and my business partner over here, and this is an event we ran for the UWM Lubar Entrepreneurship Center. So we talked to UWM students about what it looks like to be an entrepreneur in the small business sector. I think a lot of people think about it as this, I don't know, tech is a really big thing now, but we showed them like you can create any kind of business you want if you have passion behind it. So we set up what we call our superhero buffet, which is a bunch of art supplies in the middle of the table, and then we lay heroes all around with their accessories and different capes and things like that, and people can create together. And it's honestly such an amazing thing seeing people gravitate towards your product, because as soon as people sat down, before we even started talking, they're like picking up things, exploring the materials, and that's really what we want to happen, like people to get back to that tactile creation instead of like being on your phone or the computer, which also has beautiful elements, but this is just a different side of it. These are some of the heroes that they created. So just showing how all of these materials can be used in various ways. And it's honestly so exciting every time we see somebody make a hero, because I've never seen somebody make the same one. And it also helps you process out your feelings for that day. So if you're feeling a little bit down, maybe you're making a villain instead of a superhero, but that's okay. We want people to express themselves in whatever way they feel necessary, and maybe find their super squad along the way while they're creating. This is a kids-based program that we did for the Kosciuszko Community Center. And at this center, we were really focused on teaching kids how to work together. As I said, I do a lot of social emotional learning programming, grounding work, team building, problem solving. If a classroom is having trouble communicating with each other, we'll do things on that, kind of like using metaphor to get people to learn how to work together. So this was such a great group. It's so fun to see kids create and interact with each other and take all their positive energy with us. These are some of the people that we've worked with over the last year. And with all of these groups, we have gone in, assessed the situation that they have or the solution that they want to find, and then provide an art opportunity that we feel like can work with them. So like for the Jewish Community Center, we did build your own super shields, and we talked about how these individuals can protect themselves in the community. With Islands of Brilliance, we ran a superhero table for their fundraiser. And then for Artworks Milwaukee, those intention shakers that I showed you, we made like intention shakers with their new interns so they could set a new intention for their new internship. So we have a pretty wide breadth. We're always open to collaborating, communicating with other people. We do custom ordering too. So we did a custom order for the Alverno Girls Summit and also ran a seminar with them about being a strong woman and a leader. These were so fun to create. They turned out so beautiful. Like we're still obsessed with them to this day. So yeah, just to wrap it up, I'm trying to get through a lot of information in this time period, but we love to collaborate with different community members. I'm so excited to meet everybody that's on this panel today because I just love knowing different people that are in Milwaukee doing amazing things to help enrich and uplift voices. So definitely contact us if you're interested in collaborating with us or just getting to know us more. I love to grab a coffee with somebody. So this is our email. We do have our own website, it's a Brushbox with an A in front of it, brushbox.com. Brushbox is a toothbrush subscription box. So just in case you're looking for us, our Instagram is at a Brushbox. And then, as I said, we throw all types of events. We've done professional development, community building, team building, social emotional learning. If you want a custom order, that's no problem. We do that often. We can put whatever you want or take whatever you want out of boxes. It's usually glitter that people are asking us to omit from their packages. And we believe that it's all about the process. So let us help you experience it. And if you want to shop with us, you can find us at the Sherman Phoenix and the Cuyahoga Cooperative, which the Cuyahoga Vocational Center is opening soon. So definitely keep an ear out for that because that's going to be amazing. We also sell at Clara Healing Institute and Neighbor Art Studio.
Awesome. Wow. Well, thank you so much, Amber. That was awesome. And I know if you haven't, I hope you didn't look at the chat while you were going because it would have like distracted you, but you should definitely go back and look at the chat because everyone is like blown up about everything you just said. Okay, I'm going to keep an eye on time. So we're going to keep moving here. I am going to introduce Alexandra, and then we've got best for last. Maggie's coming up right after Alexandra here. Let me share my screen. And or I should say not best for last. I'm sorry, Maggie, but like last but not least. That's the cliche I meant to say. Yeah, okay, great. All right, so we've got Alexandra, we've got Maggie, and then I'm going to try to save a couple minutes at the end because again, I've got a very exciting surprise for everybody. So please don't go anywhere. Okay, we've got Alexandra. Alexandra is a traditional illustrator, graphic designer, and owner of Alexandra Art and Design. Her whimsical and quirky artwork can be found in children's books, is currently for sale in several shops, and has been displayed in galleries. Alexandra's passion for animal rights is as well as the fight. Alexandra has passion for animal rights as well as the fight to combat climate change frequently bleed into her work as she features animals and plants in a lot of the work that she does. She often tries to unmask the uncomfortable truth of how important mental health is through her open and honest social media presence and her artwork. Sounds like there's a lot of trending themes here amongst different conversation. She adores creativity in all forms, and in her spare time, she enjoys reading books and webcomics as well as listening to music. Alexandra, I'm going to stop sharing, hand this on over to you, and the floor is yours.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. So excited to be here. Figuring out how to share my screen, it changed on me. But I think we've got it now. All right, can you see that? Nope. There we go. Awesome. All right. So I thought it would be fun to start with a little anecdote about myself. When I was little, I thought a veterinarian was someone that got to sit and draw animals all day. So of course I wanted to be a veterinarian. But when I found out that was not the case, it was a little bit of a letdown. But I still knew I wanted to create art for the rest of my life. And I quickly figured out the word I was searching for was illustrator. So as you mentioned, I'm a traditional illustrator today, working primarily in pen and ink. I turn my work into a range of products, primarily greeting cards, art prints, as well as stickers, pins, and I'm branching into a bunch of new products coming soon. Given how many of my creations actually contain animals, I think my younger self would be very happy with how things have worked out. So I started Alexandra Art and Design because I was sick of trying to be something I wasn't. And I was tired of trying to meet expectations other people had placed on me. I knew what I wanted to do with my life. And so finally I took a leap of faith. And it was and often still is scary, and it's a ton of hard work, but it has been so worth it. And I want to show others that you don't have to fit into some uniform mold like I had tried to do for so many years, and that you can do anything you put your mind to. And beyond encouraging others, I genuinely enjoy sharing my love of art with other people. One of my favorite things is seeing my art bring a smile to someone else's face. Another is encouraging people to use their imagination and be more creative. Too often, people seem to lose their sense of imagination and creativity as they move through life. It's like there's an inner child that we just kind of set aside as we mature. And with my art, I hope that I can help bring that spark of creativity and imagination back to life. I try encouraging several things through my artwork, mostly encouraging creativity and imagination, but I also try to encourage caring for Mother Nature. And I think that's something that shows very well in my artwork, with it featuring flowers, forested landscapes, and animals all over the place. And in addition to my artwork, my business also focuses on being as eco-friendly as possible through the use of recycled and recyclable materials. For instance, my paper products are all printed on recycled paper, and everything's packaged with recyclable envelopes, and I use certified compostable sleeves to protect all of my artwork. I also save and reuse as much of my packaging as possible to reuse for packaging orders. And to further these efforts, I will officially be introducing my latest project later this month that revolves around learning to recycle. This project is perfect for kids and might even be helpful for adults. I think we've all noticed when you don't just have the recyclable logo on products, there's also a number. And it can be very frustrating not knowing what that number means, because you don't know whether or not it's actually recyclable. Just because a product has that recyclable logo on it doesn't necessarily mean it's locally recyclable to you. And that's what this project is intended to focus on, is breaking down what that little logo actually means and how we can all work to recycle as much as possible. Another theme for my business is just encouraging love and kindness to oneself and caring for one's mental health. I struggle with several health issues, which can and often do take a toll on my own mental health. And this has led me to a dedication to mental health awareness and transparency. I try to unmask that uncomfortable truth to show it's not something to be ashamed of. We all struggle. So I try to be as open and honest on social media to try and show people that we all have issues, we all struggle. Sometimes it's as little as telling my followers that I just didn't have the energy to work on my arts on a given day. And I'm hoping that with this transparency, that it'll encourage others to get in touch with their mental health and understand that it's okay, we're all going through it. And help spread this awareness and acceptance, I am working on a mental health awareness collection featuring stickers, art prints, and other goods. As part of my push for mental health awareness, I think it's important to address the fact that in today's society, it can be easy to feel that if you aren't working 24/7, then you aren't working hard enough. I feel that there's this societal perception through and even glorification through things like hustle culture, that if you aren't being productive, then you're wasting time, which simply is not true. Without taking breaks, we're prone to burnout, which somewhat ironically impacts our work ethic, our relationships, our health. Just daily life in general suffers if we do not take care of not only our physical health, but our mental health as well. And we need to normalize that we have to take care of our mental health, that whether it's little breaks of meditation throughout the day or taking a mental health day to just sit and read the entire time, which I've definitely done. We just need to normalize taking care of ourselves. We need to understand that it's okay to do that. You don't have to work 24/7. Similar to running your own business, taking care of yourself is an investment in you. To learn more about recycling, Mother Nature, methods to take care of your own mental health, be sure to sign up for my monthly newsletter, follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. Support me. You can shop my menagerie of artwork, have a custom piece made, or even just reach out to talk via my website. And lastly, if you live in the Madison area, don't forget to stop by Imaginary Factory Saturday, where I'll be set up with all my artwork for the Valentine's Day Makers Market. And thank you for having me. This is amazing.
Thank you, Alexandra. I know we are tight on time, but I want to just take one moment to thank you for that honesty and vulnerability. I think that's a message that I have been hearing a lot lately. So thank you for sharing that. And I echo that too. We all need to do a better job of taking care of ourselves. Again, I want to be mindful of time, and I want to make sure Maggie has her time to speak. And again, if everyone can just hold tight, if you can stick around for a few more minutes, I promise it's going to be worth it. I'm going to plug one more time. If anybody is interested in donating to the Brainchild Fund, Melissa's going to toss that link in the chat. Again, this money is going back to our community. But last, but very much not least, I am going to share my screen. And here we go. Where are we? Great, good. Okay, so last but very much so not least, it is my great pleasure to introduce Maggie Joes. And after several years of figuring out what she wanted to be when she grew up, Maggie realized that it all continued to circle around one topic, food, which sounds like it might be true for a couple of people here. Not a bad thing to circle around. Maggie went to college at University of South Carolina to get hospitality management degree and open a restaurant. Turns out that that wasn't necessarily the life that she wanted to lead as she took a look at what that lifestyle looked like. But after testing out the waters in other parts of hospitality world, she realized that she really wanted to build her home as the owner of Milwaukee's best meal delivery service. And I'm just going to plug Maggie for just a second. If you don't know about The Real Good Life, you should really check out The Real Good Life. I'm eating The Real Good Life lunch today. So yay, thanks for feeding me, Maggie. And The Real Good Life is Maggie's business. So by The Real Good Life, she means that she wants the real good life for all. That's her life's mission. Her family, opportunities to daydream, and chocolate chip cookies are what gives her life. I'm going to stop sharing here and give her a moment to talk about The Real Good Life. Over to you, Maggie.
Wonderful. Well, I think first things first is I need to change my profile picture. My hair's changed a little bit since then. That's one of my favorite things about being a grown-up, change your hair. But anyways, Kylie, thank you so much for having me today. Yes, I am the owner of The Real Good Life, and let me tell you a little bit more about the rest of me. I, in addition to being an entrepreneur, am a mother. I have 2 daughters, and last Friday, when I was working on this presentation, if I look down to my left of this is what was happening. If one of those daughters was homesick, and it wasn't COVID, but she had a really bad cough, and so she was here coloring, rolling around on the dirty dog bed, and there's now a dog down there, while I was working. And I got to thinking of, this is lowercase real good life. It was leaning really heavy on the real that day, but it still was good if we got the opportunity to spend a little extra time together. And, you know, I tried to make the most of it. And I'm guessing as a human in the world that has lived through the last couple of years, you also have had a few days that leaned pretty heavy on the real. Hopefully several days that have also leaned pretty heavy on the good. But that's where we can come in as a real good life, capital letters, and that we can help just kind of make things a little easier for you. So I do love to cook, but even for somebody who does love to cook, when you have to do it 3 times a day, it just gets so overwhelming. So what the Real Good Life is, as Kylie said, is we are a meal delivery service. We're focusing mostly on families, but really anyone who is a real life superhero. So all of these women on this panel who are taking the world by storm and just trying to go out and make a difference, we want to take dinner off your plate so you don't have to worry about that. You can spend your time doing something else. So we do that through a menu that changes every week, twice a week. We deliver on Sundays and Wednesdays afternoons. And in those menus, we have at least 1 salad, at least 1 soup, 5 entrees, and most importantly, we always have a delicious dessert. I keep saying that I would have started a business, or I started this business just to make cookies, but there's plenty of bakeries in town that are wonderful, so I didn't need to just do that. And it also is more really bad hours like the restaurants. So we have, everything is available in 1, 2, 4, and 6 serving portions. So whatever size family you're feeding, or maybe you just really like something and you want all 6 servings to yourself, good for you. We can do that. And then on every menu, we have at least 1 vegetarian, dairy-free, nut-free, and or gluten-free thing on the menu, so we can work with some particular diets and hopefully take care of everybody in the house. This is our delivery area. We go all the way up to Mequon and Cedarburg. We go out to the eastern side of Waukesha and Pewaukee, and all the way down to Oak Creek and Franklin. And how it works is when we're on our way, we'll text you to say we're coming. And when we get there, we will put all of your food is in a cooler bag with some ice packs. We'll put that on your front porch or wherever you tell us to leave it. It is contactless delivery unless you would like to say hi. We always love to see who we're actually delivering to. And if you are one of the people that is working in an office and not home, since it has the ice pack, it's good for a couple of hours, or we can deliver to offices as well, just as long as you're in one of these zip codes. So that is what we literally do. But what I think is really the most important about the Real Good Life services is we give people back their time. Instead of having to think about the meal planning, the grocery shopping, and cutting all the stuff, and dirtying the dishes and then cleaning the dishes again, we have everything all set, so it just takes a little time in the microwave or the oven to heat up, and then afterwards everything is in recyclable containers, and so then you don't have to worry about those anymore. So moms and dads can actually sit down and talk to their kids and to each other between the meetings, their meetings and the kids' soccer practices. All these wonderful women that are out there doing these so important things. You can have a hearty meal that will fuel those passions that I'm so excited to hear about. And most importantly, we always have those desserts on the menu, so everybody can get something that at the end of the day, you can celebrate another day that was wonderful or another day that was survived. You always have something to look forward to. That's really important in my life. And so on the bottom of that menu I was showing, and then here a little bit too, of we know that we are very lucky to be in the position we are in, particularly as a food business surviving through the last couple of years. And so with that, last year we started a program called Local Flavor, where each month we pick a restaurant or food purveyor and they give us an entree that we put on our menu. And that introduces those restaurants to a new customer base and lets our customers branch out and try some food that they might otherwise not do. And in addition to that, we always, on every menu, so that happens once a month, but on every menu, we have some products like the Flame snack sticks, or the honey, the snack sticks, and Ariel's Outwoken tea. So 2 flavors of her wonderful tea are on our menu, just again as a way to support different food purveyors in town and just get tasty things into our customers' hands. And then also, I really want to point out that hunger, we, again, with that putting good karma out in the world, our vision is that everyone in Milwaukee has full bellies, full hearts at every single table that's here in town. So we donate 2% of all sales to Hunger Task Force to help make that happen to folks that might not be able to use our services. So finally, I am just here to take something off of your plate of talking again at the front end about being the real good life, uppercase or lowercase of, I really want to give you some brownies. And that's why if you see this code Galentines and it's for $9 off your order, that's a very particular number. That is for 2 very big servings of dessert on our menu. So you can put that on there, and then you just happen to have free desserts coming your way if you put that on there as well. But also consider us for, I think we probably have some good people here who would see their friends that have new babies, or the neighbor that has just had hip surgery and they think, I should send them a casserole or do something for their dinner. Let us do it. Just let us take that off your plate as well. So with that, we are on all the different places on Instagram, or excuse me, all the different places with The Real Good Life Co. See our email, and then therealgoodlife.com/shop. That will take you directly to our ordering place. So thank you for having me.
Amazing. Those brownies look so good. And I feel like I would eat just like an entire thing of them. Okay. I know we are a few minutes over. If everybody has I promise it's going to be worth it. We're going to wrap up here real quick. I am going to go back to my fancy schmancy slideshow. Maggie, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone. A big round of applause here to everybody. I know that it's one thing to even just like take this hour and change out of your day, but you guys put time together to get ready for today. We had a call yesterday. Thank you all. I know time is short for everybody. So really, really awesome job. Thank you guys for participating and letting us do this for you. All right. So enough of me blabbering. Thank you to all of our everybody who attended. I want to say thank you so much to Melissa and everyone on my team who made this happen. I mean, really, like, you guys seriously need to applaud for Melissa, because this is all her. Let's make her feel really uncomfortable for just a second. Yep, very uncomfortable. Good. Okay, so as I promised, we've got 2 surprises. You guys might have known about one, but you didn't know about 2. So one is, before we got started here, Melissa did a random generator to figure out, of the 6 of the ladies who presented today, I have started my coaching service as well, and I have a 6-month program that is valued right now at $3,000, and I'm going to give it for free to one of you. And I had nothing to do with this. Melissa has surprised me with this. So I'm going to click on what the next slide is, and we're all going to figure out who gets to work with me. Yay. Ready? Ariel! Yeah, girl! Hey! Hey! All right, cool. Well, I'm super pumped. We will touch base and get you going on that. Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad you're excited. That's good. Okay, and then we have one more surprise that you guys didn't know about. Like I said, wait, there's more. As I've mentioned throughout this program, we have been raising money to give back. And while we are small business and all of the things, it is the time to give back. So we have been working towards this for 3 years now and have been raising some money. And we are going to give money. So our lucky winner is everybody. I'm going to take on an Oprah moment, and you get $1,000, you get $1,000, you get $1,000. Everybody, all 6 of you get $1,000. Hey, you can take yourself off mute if you're like laughing or crying or happy. Like, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God, thank you. That is awesome.
What a surprise.
Yeah. We didn't tell you that. So,
Literally
Wow.
amazing.
oh, Ariel. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
Well, I saw way to
So
hold my shit together.
there you go. Here's some
Ariel's gonna make me cry.
help. So keep an eye out from Melissa's gonna follow up with all of the details here. Oh, I'm gonna give hugs to everybody. If we were in person, I would be hugging you as long as that's okay with you. We just love women business owners, and this is I just had a conversation, not to derail here too far, but I had a conversation earlier this morning about life's purpose and how we all need to find our own purpose. And I really think I'm here to help as many women, small business owners crush it as possible. And that's just really, I'm gonna cry. That's really where my heart is. I just want everyone to be like kill it, because I just think that there's so much power and so much goodness that we can bring to the world. So it is like so joyful to be able to give this back. And I know it's not a lot, but it's something. And I hope it's helpful. I hope it's helpful on behalf of myself and Wibbick and my team at Brainchild and everyone who's donated and all of our sponsors. I should make sure I don't forget to thank them. Thank you to Carolyn. Thank you to Patrick. Thank you to Talia. Thank you to everybody who has donated over the last couple of years. It's been a process, and this is really the first time we've been able to give back. So we're really, really excited. And just thank you so much to everyone. Thank you to all of you who are here and participated today. Ariel, girl, I need to give you a hug. And I want to just take a quick moment. Participants, please don't jump off yet. We do want to take a picture before everybody leaves. I know I'm stealing your time, but I told you it would be worth it. Thank you all. This is such a joyful event for us. We really love you. And yeah, I think that's, oh, and one more big, sorry guys, one more big round of applause to everybody who showed up today. Again, you showed up today and you prepared for today and you give back to the community and to yourselves and to everybody all the time. So it is a joy to give back to you. I don't know what else I have left. Oh, this is all I have left. Okay, we'll follow up via email to everybody who RSVP'd here with all of these links. If you do still want to donate, please, we would love that. If you are interested in a coaching discovery call with me, happy to do so. Sign up for our Brainchild email newsletter, sign up for I Have a Newsletter. We have an outsourced marketing webinar coming up on April 7th. So if you're interested in understanding how you can outsource your marketing effectively, we have some research to share with you. I'm also launching a podcast, hey, on April 1st called Welcome to Eloma. So if you want to learn more about that, please sign up. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I've hired people who do know what they're doing to tell me what to do. So it's going to be great. Melissa's one of them. Thank you so much for making this happen. I am just excited and going to stop talking now. You are all amazing. Thank you so much for being here. This is our third Brainchild Fund event, second annual showcase. You've all been amazing. Melissa, if you want to cue the music, this would be a good time. And thank you again. And we will be following up so everybody gets the details on how we can put money in your accounts. And Ariel, we'll figure out how we get started with coaching, okay? But participants, please hold tight for just a second so Melissa can get us a quick pick. Everybody else, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Bye. Participants, don't go. Okay, so as people get off, Melissa, however you want to do a picture, it's